I think the universal language of the world has to do with people's eyes and the connection they feel when they look at each other. Because even if you don't have the same verbal language, you get a sense of who a human being is through the look in their eye and through that connection you can feel that maybe I'm in the bazaar in Nareen or Korog, and even though I can't speak Shugni or Kyrgyz, I'll meet people and I know that they're a mother or a grandmother and that they care for their family, and I can see who they are through their eyes and through the expressions in their face. I also think the language of the world has to do with being a part of nature, that when you're walking by the river and you feel the air and see the eagles, that there's some kind of flow to the wind and water that we all feel because we're part of the earth and the earth is part of us. And I think when we have those moments, we really feel like we are the world, and that the language of the world is in our blood and in our breath and in who we all are together.
So I'm supposed to be talking about the universal language of the world. There's been a long interest in the world to have a common language so that all the different cultures, traditions and peoples of the world could understand each other and talk to each other. So I mean, to a certain extent, there has been some success. So we have major languages now in the world. We have things like Russian that is spoken in several countries. We have Arabic spoken in several countries in the Middle East. We have Spanish spoken by almost every country in South America. We have French spoken by many countries in Africa. And we have English, which is sort of all over the place, right? But still, it's quite possible for people not to understand each other, even though we've got sort of these 5 or 6 languages. Now, I want to propose another language. I want to propose the language of mathematics. I have personal experience of where once I was in Germany, I was trying to explain something to another professor. He didn't speak a word of English. I, of course, didn't speak a word of German. So we walked to the board and, I wrote some bits and pieces, some equations, and he was, oh, yeah. Got excited. So we were able to talk to each other. So there was a smile. We communicated. They understood that I understood what they were talking about, and from then on, we were able to work together. So yes, I do believe that if the world wants to get into this business of having a common language for everybody, well, everybody might need to learn some mathematical science. Thank you.
I've traveled in about 60 countries around the world, and I have lived and worked in about 12, 13. Ranging from Scotland to Japan to Papua New Guinea to Kyrgyzstan. I don't speak all these languages, but one language I have found that really works well is body language. And although body language is also different in different countries and different cultures, there are certain things that are universal. And I'll demonstrate to you how they do it in Japan. So I've lived in Japan last year. All you need to do is to smile with a genuine smile and say thank you in Japanese and bow. Bowing is a whole culture in Japanese. Depending on who you talk to, it's very high or you're equal, you will bow differently. So if you're bowing to someone who is important, you say arigatou gozaimashita. If you are on an elevator, and you're just a person that is the same as you, and this person is leaving, or you are leaving first, you're turning and you're doing, and you go. And that's all you need is a smile, a slight bow or a deeper bow, and 2 or 3 words. And that's my universal language from Japan. Arigatou gozaimashita.